How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, Sean the Navigator, come to you. And yes, I'm sitting up here chilling in the privacy of my house, laying on my futon, not giving a damn. I'm in the privacy of my own house. Who cares? But I'm definitely gonna go in today, man. And I just been paying attention to this whole Deion Sanders situation, right? And everybody got this to say, everybody got that to say, so on and so forth, right? You know, I look at it like this, man. Anybody that has a negative uh, mindset about Deion leaving an HBCU and going to a Power Five, they basically are no different than, you know what I'm saying, when you in the hood and everybody that's supposed to be your so-called day ones see you moving out, and then they ask you, oh, where you moving to, where you going, and then you tell them you finna move on the other side of town where it might not be so many Negroes, so many ninjas, and then when you leave they got all this negative stuff. You come back and you keeping your ear to the street, you know what I'm saying, to see what people saying, and you hearing all these folks from the old hood or the old block having negative things to say, and say you done sold out because, you know what I'm saying, you didn't keep it real and stay in the hood, you know? So, these people like this, man, you got to avoid, man, because folks like this, they have what's called a scarcity mindset. You know what I'm saying? Those are the type of people those type of people remind me of, you know what I'm saying, for those who've had fish before in a fish tank, or maybe some of y'all still do. You know what I'm saying? In order to keep your fish tank clean, you have to have what? You have to have algae in it. You know what I'm saying? What algae do? They basically are the bottom feeders, man. Anything that hits the bottom of that fish tank, man, whether it's fecal matter or, you know what I'm saying? Some algae are big enough, they'll even they'll even chew and spit out the dead fish. You know what I'm saying? Once a fish die, they'll chew that fish up, spit out the bones, all that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of these folks that have something negative to say about Deion moved from a HBCU from Jackson State to the University of Colorado. That's what they like, man. So, and for people that think like this, man, I have a question for y'all. Do Deion owe Jackson State anything? Do Deion owe anything to HBCUs? What do we owe them? Like, in all seriousness, what do he owe Jackson State? What do he owe HBCUs? What do we owe, you know, the SWAC? What does he owe them? Does he owe them anything? In my opinion, he don't. So why are we getting in this big ass uproar and making a big deal out of him leaving the HBCU and going to a Power Five when everybody knew that Jackson State was not going to be the end of his coaching career? This is his first ever coaching assignment. You think he was going to stay there to the end to the end of his life till he was 75, 80, or however long the Most High decided that he wanted to keep uh, Deion on this earth? Do we really think that? I mean, let's make it make sense. What's the? I mean, what would be the purpose of him just stopping at that one stop? In my opinion, I feel like Deion's ultimate goal is to be an NFL head coach. I'm looking at the trajectory of the decisions that he's making as far as coaches is concerned, and I don't think he's going to stop with even with this Colorado job. I think eventually Deion Sanders wants to be an NFL head coach, and there's nothing wrong with that. And if that's the case, if that's what he wants to be, if he wants to be an NFL head coach, there are certain decisions that he has to make to go along with that, to coincide with that, in order to align himself with that. So I don't understand where's all the vitriol in him leaving Jackson State, which is a HBCU. I mean, even though he was able to maximize the exposure that he got, and even allows some of his 4 and 5 star recruits to get some major exposure, thanks to his son who bears his full name, Deion Sanders Jr. He's a beast on social media. You know what I'm saying? But because of that, like I said, he maximized uh his exposure. You know what I'm saying? He was able to bring and shed light to HBCUs. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, he does not owe that program. He does not owe HBCUs. He does not owe the Southwest Athletic Conference. He does not owe them anything. Anything at all. He does not owe them anything at all. So, like I said, I don't understand all the vitriol that's coming Deion Sanders' way just because he wants to go and be at a Power 5 school. Again, it's no different than if, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna just use myself. If I was to move out the hood, go get me a house in the suburbs, and all my day ones found out about it and they started hating, which is typically what ninjas do. Oh, you sold out, man. You ain't got no love for the hood no more. This is what we do as a people to each other when we decide to make decisions that for the purpose of elevating to different levels. This is what we do. We do this all the time. We do it all the time to each other. Do it all the time to each other. That crab in the barrel mentality, man, that scarcity mindset. And then because of that kind of mindset, we wonder why we don't progress as a people, why we don't grow as a people. Scarcity mindset. We still we still we still think like algae. We think like bottom feeders. We think like decomposers. And this is why, again, we stay at the bottom of the barrel. The cream rises to the top. Fertilizer stays in the ground. So, my message to my brothers and sisters, especially my brothers and sisters that have an abundance mindset, if you got anybody in your camp that always got something negative about the decisions that you make, especially if those decisions are, leveling up from a spiritual standpoint, financial standpoint, moral standpoint, anything of that nature, you already know what to do, man. You got to remove yourself from people that think like that. That's all I have to say on that. Uh, Peace and blessings to all. To all. It's your boy Sean, the Navigator. I'm out.